Hello, everyone. Welcome to our season finale of Sports Hour. I'm, of course, your host, Trevor Howard. Have been for a year now. It's still not Kevin Syracuse, so just thought, in case you guys didn't know, I hit that into your heads a little bit. We got Sarah, we got Topher. We are going to recap the NFL draft, basically just recapping the Bills draft picks. And we were talking about this a little bit before we went on the air. Pretty successful draft, I think, in my honest opinion, for the Buffalo Bills.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, like, right off the bat, round one, took I think, I might be saying his name wrong. Kyer Elam, yeah. Thank you, Topher.
It's a
cornerback.
It's a mouthful.
I literally said it earlier, but it's okay. But they got the cornerback right out the gate, and that was the number one thing that the Bills definitely needed. So right there, it's a good start to it. And then they just followed it up really well, too.
Yeah, I think going into this draft, it was all about the corner because, like, the Bills were pretty much stacked on wide receivers. We know that they're a West Coast offense. They like to throw the ball all the time. Outside of, like, running back, which we can obviously get into in a little bit, I think corner was the number one thing that they had to go with because Trey White is coming off a torn ACL. He won't be 100%, so you got to have that guy as your depth position to step up for him. And I think he's one of the top guys at 23 overall. He was actually at the Sabres game, which was great.
It was such a cool moment.
Over at, was that RJ's final night?
Yeah,
it was.
And the fans gave him a standing ovation. So the fans have already welcomed him with open arms. We'll say that.
Yeah,
That's
fans and the
understatement.
team.
And the team, for sure. But yeah, like I said before, cornerback, I think it's going to be him and Trey White. They did lose Levi Wallace as well. So you're going to need that depth guy that just jumps right in. He might struggle a bit. That's usually what corners do first round. I think it's one of the hardest positions to play on the field, but he seems to be a guy that's going to be pretty serviceable for the Bills. He's very fast. He knows he's got a great vertical stat on his combine. He's jumping up really, really high. And a great 40-yard dash stat, so I think this is probably the best position possible that they could have gone.
Yeah, and he just seems very dedicated too. Like he came in prepared with all this information beforehand. Like I was watching the interview where he was talking with like McDermott and Brandon Beane. He just had he came in with this whole notebook of like information and stuff, and so he does his research, and that's all you want to see in a good player. So
Cares about his work.
Gotta
love it. Yep.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I guess we can go into ESPN says that it's J.D. McKissick's replacement. He didn't even lace up a uniform with the Buffalo Bills, but I guess you can say possibly Zach Moss's replacement, as in the second round, I believe it was 63rd overall, they took James Cook, running back, out of the reigning champion Georgia Bulldogs.
No, James Cook is a freak. He is literally, because they basically did, Georgia had a split offense between James Cook and then it was Zaire White, who was he was more of their power running back. He was a big dude. He was a bruiser. James Cook is he is catching the ball. He's getting out in open space. Georgia used him so well because they would literally split him out as a wide receiver against linebackers, and it just makes a mismatch. He is so good out of the backfield, just catching the ball. He is what the Bills need at a running back. I love Devin Singletary. James Cook's going to be the starter by the end of this year, and he is going to get the majority of the touches on this team.
And may I say that he is the brother of Dalvin Cook, very good running back in his own right with the Minnesota Vikings, when he's actually healthy, I should say, because hopefully his ACL is a little bit stronger than his brother's. Hopefully we can all say that, right?
How many times do you think the draft mentioned that James Cook was Dalvin Cook's brother?
ESPN says it in bold letters right here.
It had to have been over 30 times. Because, oh my God, I don't care if he's Dalvin Cook's brother.
They just want you to know. They just want you to know.
I like Dalvin Cook. I'm a Vikings fan. I don't care that he's Dalvin Cook's brother. He's the Bills' new starting running back at this point. That's all that matters.
And he's a different person than Dalvin.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook's more power. Dalvin Cook's good at catching the ball out of the backfield. James Cook is a better receiving back than Dalvin Cook is. He's a little bit smaller. He's a little bit lighter. He's a little bit more agile. He is going to. He's gonna he's gonna get past guys.
5'11", 190 is his height and weight, which is very shifty. When you see guys like LaDainian Tomlinson and Darren Sproles back in the day, they were 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, LT was
they were
5'10".
comparing him to LT right now. Obviously comparing him to Dalvin Cook for obvious reasons, but they're saying that he only lost 2 fumbles in his 4-year college career. Yeah. Only lost 2 in one of the most prestigious conferences in NCAA football history, coming off of a big championship win in the national game. So I think this was probably one of the best positions possible. I don't know why they said J.D. McKissick's replacement. He was on the team for 2 hours, and then he kind of just bailed. So I think that's a good position, especially where we saw all the stuff about Breece Hall. Can he fall to Buffalo? I think James Cook is, he might not be as good. It's too early to tell, but he's definitely a solid pick.
James Cook has the ability to be the best rookie running back in terms of statistics. Breece Hall is probably the best running back in terms of a player. But in terms of ending the year where those two guys end up, James Cook could end up looking like the better running back statistically because he's on a better team overall.
Way better team.
Yeah.
Way better.
That's just
developed team, more established team for sure. 89th overall. Were you guys surprised that the Bills took a linebacker out of Baylor?
Not at all.
No.
Terrell
I wouldn't
Bernard?
say so.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, because we lost AJ Klein. So it definitely wasn't a surprise that they went with linebacker because I think they needed to obviously replace AJ Klein, and then I think it's one of those positions that they also kind of needed to work on. Get cornerback first, but linebacker, you got to have a solid one.
It's kind of the elephant in the room position because you look at it the dude is literally kind of like Matt Milano 2.0, Matt Milano B. He's
Matt Milano, who's great in coverage, better in coverage.
I think he's better. Yeah, and that's insane because Matt Milano's insanely good at coverage. But
that was why I had to rephrase and say better in coverage.
Yeah, because I think it's the elephant in the room because you look at the Bills right now, their linebackers, Tremaine Edmonds coming into his extension year. Josh Allen got that extension. Mm-hmm. They gave Tremaine his 5th-year option. But you don't know how that's going to end based on...
Didn't give him a massive contract.
He didn't get his extension yet. After this year, Tremaine Edmonds is a free agent.
They pretty much just arbitrated him,
Yeah, you got to kind of think about it. If Tremaine Edmonds doesn't have that, if he doesn't have a stellar year, you got to think they're are they okay with letting him go? It's kind of
I think they have enough depth on the linebacker side of things. As long as they attack next year's draft or go maybe next year free agency, go after another veteran linebacker because... I think, this defense is already stacked. I think if you can even point out a weakest spot, it's probably linebackers, but that's still pretty stacked with the players they have right now.
I think interior edge rush, inside D-line, which is that's another one I was surprised we didn't go, as much as we did, but we can obviously get
D-line, you mean?
Yeah.
Interior D-line. Because they were looking early in the draft, Jordan Davis type of guy. They were looking at, could he fall? Obviously, he went higher than the Bills guy.
Right.
But, that Jordan Davis, big dude, run stopper, helps Ed Oliver become a freak of nature. Because, Ed Oliver's the breakout guy this year. It has to be Ed Oliver, and it has to be Greg Rousseau.
Yeah. 100%.
Those are the two guys you have to think of break out this year, and having that bigger dude that's gonna be the run stopper will help Ed Oliver become just an insane pass rusher like he was in college.
I agree.
That's the one position I was kind of surprised they didn't go. I love linebacker pick because the Tremaine Edmonds elephant in the room is real, but
And Terrell Bernard, according to here, was the 202022 Sugar Bowl MVP.
Yeah, no, he's good.
Yeah.
He made that stop at the goal line.
Yeah, no,
I don't remember who they were facing against, but he made that stop at the goal line to secure the bowl win for Baylor. And they call them undersized in typical ESPN fashion. They're sleeping on the linebackers. Yep. They also slept on Darius Leonard, my boy with the Colts. Look what they're doing with him.
Yeah.
Undersized.
He is a bit small.
6'1", 224. He's got the weight.
For I think we're just as Bills fans, we're a little blessed because Tremaine Edmonds is a freak of nature at size. He's a big dude. So
Finished his senior season as a linebacker, 7.5 sacks. You don't see that out of linebackers.
He's good. He's a good. That's why third round picks are objectively just.
And he's 22 years old.
Exactly.
He's still got his whole career ahead of him. Mm-hmm. Let's go to round 5. Did you guys like the wide receiver pick? I think this was just a depth pick only. round 5, the Bills have a stacked receiver. They went with Shakir out of Boise State.
Yeah, I watched. So his highlight reel was kind of nuts because I didn't So I was very much after we did our mock draft last episode. I was very much on the Kyle Phillips bandwagon of looking at receivers just because when we talked when there was that one mock draft I'm I actually like this guy.
He's low key a freak.
That's why I was no, Khalil Shakir has an insane highlight reel and I only did that because he is basically the young version of what Isaiah McKenzie can become and might be that now. And
he could also be a kick returner.
Yeah, I'm the biggest McKenzie stan in the world. I love him as a player. Khalil Shakir in theory could end up being the best player in in our draft class in a few years. Because you look at guys obviously Curry Elam and our punter is gonna be the most important in terms of right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in a few years he could develop into just absolute menace.
And not to mention Beasley's gone, so you
Exactly.
have that
Exactly.
depth right
Slot
there.
guy is
Yep.
like important because like realistically, Jamison Crowder's a 1-year dude.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, depending on how he does, 1-year guy. Like he has a 1-year contract right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's our slot guy stepping into the position.
Exactly. It just gives more options.
Oh, a lot more
100%.
options, a
It's
lot more
insane.
speed.
Yeah.
He can
It's
throw
more-
it to him in the flat on a screen
He's
pass,
crazy.
and he can
He's
house
so-
it.
Yeah,
He's like-
he's very versatile.
Yeah,
he can
absolutely.
do a lot.
He's like Cole Beasley, but projected to be a little
He's
bit better.
more
Yeah.
like he's more yard after catch compared to like where Mackenzie and Beasley were more possession, get the yardage. He is going to be the yard after catch threat that the Bills have not had. Because like
Yeah.
Diggs, Davis, Beasley, Mackenzie, John Brown when he was here, they were like John Brown a little bit. They were all get the ball and like burn you.
Right.
Khalil Shakir is catch the ball wherever on the field, get you an extra 20 yards. Like very like minorly Debo Samuel-esque.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah, I can see that
rookie,
comparison for
young
sure.
Debo Samuel-esque. Like, I'm obviously not saying he's anywhere near it, but like,
Yeah.
But real quick, I think just for time's sake,
I called it.
the San Diego State punt guy was drafted
Yes.
round
Oh my
6,
God.
180, a
I
punter who
called
could
it.
literally kick from the goal line inside the 10.
It's insane.
That's all you need to know,
All
right?
right, what goes farther, a Josh Allen throw or a Matt Araiza punt?
I'd love to see
I
that.
That's
wanna
the
know right now.
debate.
I
That's
know,
the
yeah,
debate.
right now.
To see it.
Because we have 3 people. That'll be the split. Right now. Say it, Trevor.
Oh, an Allen bomb, obviously.
And Josh Allen.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I gotta go punter, dude. Punt got.
Really?
I'm gonna split
Okay.
it. I think it's gotta be. Okay, there we go.
That's fair. All right.
Well, there you have it. But they also drafted a corner in round
Second
6.
corner.
And they drafted a offensive tackle as well as a linebacker, so we don't have enough time to wrap up those. But
Yeah.
guys, it was a pleasure to cover NFL with you all year long, and of course, we're going to be right back in it when the football season actually starts.
Yes.
Back
Can't
in
wait.
or up in 4 months from now, from September. So thanks for coming on. And in just a little bit, Topher's going to stay right here to talk some NBA playoffs. So do not go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Don't worry, Topher never left. He's been here the whole time.
Wait, Trevor, the picture's right this time. We got the picture
Could
right
you
for NBA.
even imagine? This is right.
Go.
Wow, thank you. Thanks a
Sarah-
lot,
Sarah
Sarah.
did it this
Yeah,
time, we're
big
good.
shout out. But yeah, NBA, the quarterfinals are all wrapped up. I don't know if there's really any surprises here. I mean, a lot of hype games in the
Yeah,
quarterfinals
absolutely.
in the East and the West. But we can just go over some of the results real quick and go into what's going on right now in the conference semis. So let's start off with round 1 out west. Let's go with Phoenix and New Orleans, the 1 seed versus the 8.
Yep.
The Suns take this one without Booker.
Yeah.
Despite that, like one of the best players on their organization, they beat New Orleans in 6 games.
Yeah, that's, as a Suns fan, I was a little bit scared.
It was getting a little
I
iffy
was
there.
like, this is way too close. Should have swept. Like, let's be honest. Devin Booker's there. They should have swept. They shouldn't have lost 2 games. So, like, it's okay. They won the first game. It's okay. We're good. Suns aren't scaring me as much anymore.
Slow and steady. Yeah.
That's all that
wins the race.
matters.
It's all that matters is that you win 4 before your opponent.
Facts.
A little bit closer matchup, but Dallas and Utah, the 4th seed versus the 5th seed. Mavericks also won this game in 6. I honestly thought going into this playoffs that Utah were definitely the pretenders of the league.
Yeah.
I did not think that they had a shot legitimately of winning round 1, and I was pretty much right on that.
No, I think, like, you just look at the 2 stars on the team. I love Donovan Mitchell, but, like, you look at Luka, you look at Donovan Mitchell.
Who's better?
One dude is the future of the NBA.
Yep.
One dude is just a consistent all-star. Like, that's what it is. I love Donovan Mitchell. I loved him coming out of college. Dude's a freak. Like, he is an athletic freak. Luka is a different human being with a basketball in his hands and when he's on the court.
Oh, he's a freak of nature.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
he's
like,
amazing.
Like you said, I think he's going to be the future of the NBA. No doubt in my mind. I mean, once guys like LeBron, even though he can probably play until he's 45.
He's playing with his kid.
If he's not the future of it right now, he will be in the next 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised. And it's Mr. Shark Tank's team too, so you got to feel good for if you're a Mark Cuban fan.
Yeah, seriously.
So they won in 6. The Golden State Warriors, I feel so bad for the Denver Nuggets, but Golden State, the 3rd seed, going up against the 6th seed in Denver. Golden State in 5, they showed zero mercy whatsoever, and they gentlemen swept the Denver Nuggets. It seems like they really can't get over that hump. They have Jokic, he's good, but this Golden State team, without buying their championship, without going with the super team mentality, this team is very fun to watch, though.
It's actually, we're at the point again where, like, Golden State's fun to watch, and Denver cannot get to a finals to save their... Have they even gotten out of the semifinals? I don't remember if
Not in the
year-
last 20
I was gonna
some
say, they
years.
never got out of the semis, dude. They just can't buy a finals appearance. They can't buy, like, a Western Conference finals appearance, dude. It's just not
And you could argue the last time they were the most competitive was when they had, like, Iverson and...
They were good last year. It was
Yeah.
just like they lost Murray and it was game over. And like they didn't have Murray this year, so it was never. They weren't making it out of the quarters, dude. Like Golden State's scary.
They low-key are very, very
It's
scary.
gonna be a fun. If it's Golden State and like Phoenix, it's gonna be a fun finals.
You can count on that one probably going to 6 or 7,
Yeah.
not going to lie. But it wasn't even close from the start. I think Golden State jumped off to a 3-0 lead. Denver won that one. They kind of gave them a mercy game, and then they just gentlemen swept them. But moving on, the team that I really wanted to take it all the way, the 7 seed, lost in the first round. The Memphis Grizzlies beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, because that's another team that I feel really bad for. They finally get on that success train. They finally make the playoffs. And I think for the first time since, Garnett was on the team probably?
yeah.
A long time ago. But Memphis won in 6. Morant's a great player. He's one of your favorites, so we know that. But I'm not really surprised by the outcome.
Dude, I'm sorry. By the way, like right now, like no one can guard Ja Morant in the league.
No.
Like I don't like Golden State won the game. No one can guard Ja Morant in the NBA right now. Did you see the dunk he did, dude?
Oh,
He
did him dirty.
He murdered someone on national television. I don't care. Like he literally just took that man's soul and just ended his career in terms of being like he took putting someone on a poster on another level.
Yep.
Ja Morant is a freak.
Oh, he is. Well,
It's
I
so
think
much
you
fun.
look at a guy like Doncic, and you also look at a guy like Morant.
They're so different.
They are
They're
so different, but they are
different.
both going to be the future of the NBA, whether you guys
absolutely.
like it or not.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they win in 6. We really haven't seen that much of a sweep other than the Golden State so far. But that was just a 5-game gentleman sweep, I guess you can say. Then you move on to the East, where things start to get more lopsided as we go.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the 1 versus 8 like we did last time. Miami taking care of business in Atlanta, gentlemen sweeping them 4-1, winning in 5.
Yeah, Trae Young just cannot do it. Trae Young just can't get out of the playoffs, dude.
Unless he faced against the New York Knicks.
Yeah, like
of
that's
course.
literally, he just owns the Knicks franchise. Besides that, Trae Young's just not it.
And that Miami team is just so stacked
So
right now.
good. It doesn't even make sense because like they're not like Kyle Lowry's great. He does not make Miami a super team. But like Jimmy Buckets, Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, you just have guys who've been there. Like they've all been to the finals.
Yeah, you have vets that have plenty of experience in the playoffs.
Much, dude. Miami's taking this, dude. It's gonna be crazy. Miami's running through this league. I do not care.
And just when you thought maybe Toronto has a chance again, maybe. No, you can squash those dreams, put them
shot,
to bed.
dude.
Philadelphia beat them in 6. The 76ers are moving on to the semifinals, beating the Toronto Raptors. I was also low-key pulling for the Raptors because I love a good underdog pick, but, Philly they just weren't going to give it up to Toronto. There's no way.
I mean, like Philly, shout out to Philly. You made it out of the quarterfinals, but
Good job, guys. You're facing against Miami in the semis.
And you don't have Joel Embiid anymore for the rest of the playoffs. So,
It's a
props
rocky
to you
road.
guys. It's a great run. You deserved better. I also just don't like Joel Embiid because he's kind of annoying, to be fair. Like, I just don't like Philly. I'm not going to lie to you. Never really liked Philly. Didn't like Ben Simmons. Shipped off Ben Simmons. I don't like James Harden. He comes here. Like, I just don't like Philly as a team. I've never really liked Philly.
I've never been a big Philly
Joel
sports
Embiid-
fan in general.
Correct.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid deserves an MVP. Like, I'll give him that. Joel Embiid deserved the MVP.
He's definitely earned it, yeah.
Yeah, like, he deserved it, so he's hurt. Like, good job. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't like Joel Embiid, but, like, he deserved the MVP last year, I think. And now that he's hurt, you guys are James Harden's not carrying a team to the playoffs. He couldn't do it before. He's not going to do it now.
Also can't play defense to save his life.
Yeah. I think that's it's an old joke, but, like, yeah.
It's so true, though.
It's really bad.
But, yeah. Like I said, they're missing a couple key players. Miami's facing against them right now in semifinals, so may God bless your soul, Philadelphia.
Yep, that's tough.
Milwaukee and Chicago, an old-time rivalry between the Bucks and the Bulls. Milwaukee did not look back from this one. They won this one in 5 as well.
Yeah, no, Chicago never really had a chance. I like Chicago. Like, cool, they made it. Like, they brought themselves back from, like, the grave of being the bottom of the team. One of the worst teams in the East. I don't think anyone really expected them to get in this
series. 6th seed against the defending champs. No, I don't think anybody really saw it happening. But Milwaukee's trying to repeat. They're trying to, keep their title alive going into this offseason. So what better way to do that than beat your rivals in 5 games? I think that's the best way to do it.
Very true.
And then the first true sweep of the series wasn't even close from the start. Wasn't close to the end.
It doesn't make sense.
Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. Boston clean sweep 4-0.
Celtics
in 4.
I saw a stat. This would have been the first, if Brooklyn just won 1 game, it would have been the first quarterfinals without a sweep since, I believe, 97.
Wow.
And Brooklyn just couldn't give us that.
Nope.
I'm okay with it. It's
you
super
couldn't make it fun.
Super team's gone. I'm cool. Like, I've said it before. I love Kyrie. I don't care.
Yeah.
Kyrie got his chip. Like, it's cool. He doesn't need another one.
But that really sets you up for a great semifinals in the East. Like, with Philly and Miami winning, you have the 1 seed Heat facing against the 4 seed Sixers. That should make for a good one. Well, it would have been better if everyone was healthy, but it's still going to be a good series nonetheless. I honestly think Miami's either wins in 4 or 5 though. Boston and Milwaukee. This is going to be a great series.
Yeah, I think this is the one that, like, if you look at the 4 series going on right now, this might be the one that goes to 7. Like,
Milwaukee's up 1-0. They won their first game on the road.
I mean, and they're losing right now with 4 minutes left, and they're down by 15. So, like, this might be the one that goes back and forth a lot. But also, like, I don't really see. Maybe Mavericks steal one from. I think the Suns win
in 6 at most.
Yeah, the Mavericks steal one probably.
Yeah,
but
maybe 2.
Miami's sweeping. Like, I think Miami gets a sweep. I'm not gonna lie. I think without Joel Embiid, maybe they steal one and it's a
maybe
gentleman's.
Golden State and Memphis goes to 6.
That one could go 5 or 6. Yeah, like, Warriors only won by 1 point last time, but I feel John Morant's gonna carry that team to the champion. John Morant's gonna carry that team to not be, like, swept.
Do you have a pick for the championship?
I mean,
who's going to win this early?
It's Miami, and if Devin Booker gets back and, like, stays healthy, if Phoenix stays healthy, because, like, Devin Booker's back, but Chris Paul looks meh. I want to see Phoenix, Miami, but then I'm going to also say Miami and Golden State.
I can see maybe Golden State and Milwaukee, maybe Golden State and Miami. I really want to see the Suns and the Bucks too. I want to see that again.
I don't want to see that again because, like, that scares me. Because, like, DeAndre Ayton, we already saw DeAndre Ayton can't cover Giannis.
Nope.
Like, I don't, like,
nope.
They brought it to 7, but it doesn't matter. I want to see Heat. I want to see Suns. I want to see just guards going at it, and I want to see high point games.
I want to see CP3 win it all.
Facts.
How about that?
That's what we all want to see, guys.
Last basketball segment of this school year, so thanks for coming on. And also, guess what, guys? He's not going away. We'll be right back in approximately a minute to talk some Major League Baseball.
Back-to-back three-peat.
Let's go.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Well, hope you missed him because he was gone for the entirety of 30 seconds. But guess what? He's here to talk some baseball now.
Oh, baby.
Where do you even start? You can start with the Cincinnati Reds going 3-19. You can start with that. But we can also start with Joey Votto possibly demanding a trade, or the New York Yankees Winning 10 games in a row.
Currently beating the Blue Jays 7-1, guys.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Let me guess. Wait, who scored the only run for Toronto? I'm gonna guess. George Springer's solo shot.
I don't think it was. I don't know what it was. I saw it and it was tied after like the second inning, and then I saw runs after runs after runs. Donaldson got one against his old team. Aaron Judge hit a home run that was 115 miles an hour.
Exit velo.
Oh my God, dude, it was a shot. And I'm pretty sure this is in Toronto too. So like,
It's in the Rogers Center. Yeah.
yeah, so they're just murdering the
Where's
ball
it? A
right
3-game
now.
series? 4-game series?
I think it's a 3. I think it's done tomorrow.
So most likely the Yankees will
Yankees
take
win the
the
series,
series.
baby.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Well, you said it was the 6th inning.
It's the middle of the 7th.
That's not looking good for
That's
them. I'll
not
say
a good
that.
look, and I
But
love it, guys.
you got to look at the key contributors to this Yankees run.
Oh my God, guys.
Going into this season, I said, why would the Yankees sign IKF and the skeleton of Josh Donaldson?
Hey, don't you dare disrespect my new best friend, Isaiah Kanafalefa.
Hey, former
He's
Texas
so
Ranger.
good.
Former Texas Ranger. I hated him with a passion. I hate Arlington. I think they're
Probably still hate him. He's good on the Yankees.
They're the stupidest team in Texas. They're the second best team in the state of Texas. Don't let anybody tell you wrong.
That's not that hard to do.
But Josh Donaldson, though,
he's so good right now.
I am 100% wrong. I thought he was going to be like totally washed, but he's
Yeah.
good. Marwin Gonzalez, who got a little bit of action with New York.
He's playing right now.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's not doing too badly.
Also, Jose Trevino, like, being okay in terms of, like, Higashioka. So, like,
Yeah.
this team really doesn't have a big hole right now.
And the starting rotation is
oh my God!
on fire.
Hey, Garrett Cole came back, guys. It's okay. He's back to being an ace. I'm not like upset anymore. I don't have to yell at him. And Nestor Cortez can just get the Cy Young.
I was going to
he
say
can
Nestor
just get the Cy
Cortez,
Young
yep.
at this point. It's okay. He's the best player on the team.
Oh man,
It makes no sense.
He wears a spring training number, and he's one of the
So
best
good.
pitchers
I
in the
love
league
it.
right
It's
now.
great,
It's
dude. He's so much
it's
fun
crazy.
to watch. Like he just go. Did you see him diving and tagging the bag?
Oh yeah.
He's just fun to
With
watch.
his glove out
Yeah,
like
dude.
this.
He's like the second
Yep.
coming of Bartolo Colon, but like more athletic.
Yes.
And it's amazing. It's so much fun to watch. I haven't been this happy being a Yankees fan in a minute, and we make the playoffs most years. Like it doesn't. Like I'm enjoying being a Yankees fan again, guys. It's nice.
Yeah. So right now, if they don't like choke this away big
don't you
time,
dare do this
they
to me.
will go 18-6. Toronto will go 15-10. So that will set the Yankees up 3.5 games
Like
ahead.
a good amount.
Tampa Bay, I'm not sure what's going on with them right now, but they're 13-10. They just came off a win last night, I believe. Boston, 5 games back, not having a great start. 5 games under 500, I should
Guys.
say. 8 games back behind the lead.
We love to
9-14, and we had Baltimore right in this very spot. I'm so sorry, Louie, but 8-15 with they're winning approximately 35% of their games.
And by the way, it's not looking. The guys, they're losing right now too. So like,
have
make it like 34%.
And I feel so bad for them because they have Santander, they have
they
Trey
have young
Mancini,
dudes. Like, it
they
just-
have Mountcastle, they have solid players. I thought they were going to get Carlos Correa. That would have definitely changed the team around.
Dude, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, it's got to just be tough being an Orioles fan. Like even when it's tough being a Yankees fan because you know they're going to lose in the playoffs. Like Orioles fan, I'm sorry guys, it's like being a Jets fan. Dude.
It's like
I
the
don't know
butt
what
end
to
of the
tell you.
jokes is like, hey, at least we're not rooting for Cincinnati. Hey, at least we're not rooting for Texas. At least we're not rooting for Baltimore.
Yeah, and like that's saying
Like,
something.
it's just bad right now. But not only are the New York Yankees good, but the New York Mets wearing their very awesome black uniforms.
Those are actually fire.
The
Those are
ones that took
insane.
me back to like the 2009 Buffalo Bison's uniforms.
No, those are fire. I will give them that. I'm not about, like, honestly, like, I'm not upset with the Mets being good. Like, they beat the Braves today. They're 18-8. Like, why is New York...
The Braves are the reigning champs.
Dude, New York baseball is back, and it's kind of, like, scary. Like, it's kind of wild.
And just on the outside, 4 games back in that division, Miami Marlins have a winning record through this far of the season. 12-10. They're only 4 games back. Philadelphia Phillies, 11-12. The reigning champion Atlanta Braves, you hate to see it, are 11-15.
Well, that's what happens when you get rid of the heart and soul of your team. So, and
this just happens. Every team that beats the Astros in the World Series, they suck afterwards. The 2006 White Sox, after they beat Houston in 2005, they went like 74 and whatever.
Right. Oh, is this like an actual thing?
The Washington Nationals fell off a cliff in 2020. And what is Atlanta doing right now?
Okay, but the question here is, why does every team that beats the Astros trade away their best player.
They're like, hey, we beat the Trastros. We're going to send everybody to different teams now.
Scherzer, and by the way, why is 2 out of the 3 of them the Dodgers?
I don't know.
Scherzer goes to the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman goes to the Dodgers.
Well, Scherzer's with the Mets now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that helps, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, when they beat them, they shipped him off to L.A.
Yep.
I don't get it.
At the trade deadline.
I don't, dude. It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm just happy. It's honestly, if the Mets are gonna be the team in the NL that I'm scared of me, cool. It's like New York baseball's back, baby. It's cool.
And the AL Central, this team truly does not scare me whatsoever. But this just shows you how bad the AL Central is. The Minnesota Twins are 14-9. Okay, that's how bad this division is. Followed by the Guardians with a losing record of 10-12. That's bad.
Yeah, they got swept by the Yankees, by the way.
The White Sox are terrible right now, 9-13. The Detroit Tigers 7-14 with Spencer Torkelson, definitely one of the best players in the American League. And then one of the other best rookies in the American League, Bobby Witt Jr., Kansas City is 7-14 right now. This division is terrible.
Hey, shout out to Bobby Witt Jr. though. He got his first homer today. He got the ball back. There's something to look forward to. So like the one thing about baseball that like you genuinely can't say about most other sports, you could just watch a star on any team no matter how bad it is.
Yep.
Like that, you can't say that about a lot of other sports. Like football, if the team is bad,
nobody's watching.
Yeah, like you can go and like watch the Royals, and you can be like, okay, I just want to pay attention with like Bobby Witt.
I love Salvador Perez.
Yeah,
like
there are good single players. There's no other sport that you can do that. Like you can go watch the Braves, who are really bad right now, but like Ronald Acuna Jr. is back, and that's good for baseball. Like to be fair, like I don't know like a lot of the teams like. The Orioles even have like Trey Mancini. Like those are good players. Like who do the Rangers have? Like
Adolis Garcia. Well, they actually have Corey Seager. They have Corey Seager. Marcus Simeon now.
Simeon's okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But
the Rangers are like one of those teams that I'm kind of like they don't have like a young guy that like I want to look and watch. Like I don't mind when they like. Obviously, like if I'm gonna like put on a game and it's the Orioles, I'm just gonna watch Trey Mancini. Like I have a reason to root for the Orioles.
He's like gonna watch like Cedric Mullins
or
somebody.
Exactly. Like it gives me a reason. I don't think I ever want to turn on a Rangers game unless they're playing the Yankees.
Or Miami. Like you can see. Like,
Miami's got
look
Jazz.
at the middle of the pack team. Like you have Jazz. You have
so good.
You have Jesus. Is it Jesus Aguilar?
It is Aguilar.
Buffalo Bison's legend.
He got pulled up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. And then Philadelphia, 11-12. They're just under 500, but you can watch guys like Schwarber and Bryce Harper, and you have that same effect.
Schwarber's still at the moment. Schwarber's still America's favorite guy.
Oh yeah.
Until someone else yells at Angel, Schwarber's still America's player.
And what about America's team, the Seattle Mariners? I mean, you have some fun players to watch there.
It's okay. They fell off a little bit.
They fell off a little bit, but
they're still up. They have the same record as your Astros, so it's okay.
The Angels, though, are skyrocketing right now with Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Justin Upton, Anthony Rendon. That's it.
Well, they're losing 4-0 to the Angels right now. I mean, they're losing 4-0 to the Red Sox right now, so I don't know what to tell you.
Red Sox getting their moment in the sun, though.
Yeah, Shohei's 1 for 3, so I mean, he's still 1 for 3, so that's fine. Dude, he just needs to start cracking more dingers again. Like, he just needs to be going from, like, where he's getting 8 strikeouts a game and getting...
Let's say he found his arm on the mound.
Yeah,
he needs to find his bat again, which is...
Like, he's getting, like, a little bit of... He's getting an MVP lull, if, like, there's such a thing.
Or is MLB the show back curse a little bit.
Yeah, that is kind of a thing, too, which kind of sucks for baseball. Because, like, the show is fun. I love the show.
I love that game so much. But, I mean, you want to know what? Now that I'm looking at the schedule right now, or looking at the standings, Milwaukee is one of the most underrated teams in the National League right now. Yeah. 15-8, and nobody's talking about the Brewers.
Yeah,
Christian Yelich is an all-star.
I mean, he's always going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I think the Brewers, you kind of just expect it.
Yep.
Like, because, like, is Manny Machado still on the Brewers? No. I'm tripping.
No, I think he's on the Padres.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. Why do the Padres suck? The Padres have no reason to suck. Like, I don't get it.
We just want the Padres to be competitive because they would be such a fun team to watch in the postseason.
Thank you. The Padres suck, dude. That's why I thought Manny Machado was on the Brewers, because the Brewers are good. No, the Padres have. Who is it? Who's the Padres?
They have Profar. They have Tatis Jr.
Tatis, yeah. Yep. No team with Fernando Tatis on it deserves to be bad.
I agree. Even though he's injured, he will be back in June.
Exactly. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's build around your players, guys. Come on.
But the good thing is for you, the Yankees are doing well. The Mets, for some of you guys out there, are doing well. For me, the Astros are winning 1-0 over America's team, which is pretty cool.
You're gonna take that right now.
I just jinxed it, but You're finally off. Your time is finally done. The three-peat from Topher right here.
Back-to-back weeks, too.
Back-to-back on this segment. But coming up in just a little bit, we're going to have Brent to talk some NHL playoffs. Let's go.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today,
Happy to have Brent right here in the flesh, in the presence.
Right here,
To
Hendricks
discuss
Hall.
right here at Hendricks Hall to discuss the NHL playoffs.
Greatest time of the year.
It's like Christmas morning, but it goes on for like two straight months. But some weird final scores from yesterday.
Oh,
very
my
lopsided
God.
games.
Very lopsided.
And a lot of controversy surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs. I almost said the Toronto Blue Jays. That would have been rough. But the Carolina Hurricanes defeating Boston 5-1 after playing halfway through the entire game, knotted up at 0, lopsided. The Toronto Maple Leafs, despite losing one of their players for game misconduct in who was that? That was blanking on his name, Kyle Clifford. Off a 5-minute boarding.
That was a little dirty hit.
Oh my God!
Not gonna lie.
It doesn't even matter because they won that game 5-0.
5-0. Of course,
shut out
Matthews,
the Tampa Bay
Berries,
Rainstorms.
too. Yeah, literally. Like, apparently, Toronto always has this, kind of tradition type of thing where they always go into playoffs coming off of a hot season. And right now, like yesterday, there was a stat during the game. That was their first home playoff game win in like over 20 years or in 20 years, something like that. So coming off this season,
Good for you, Toronto.
Good for you, Toronto. The lights came on in the head. The light bulbs, the flip was switched, and the lights came on.
The lights were on, just like
that
same damn SUV that we always hear about. That he always leaves his lights
on. Just
on.
like the baseball team that left their lights on.
Yeah, like the Astros last night, who we forgot to mention. These guys win 3-0 last night, and they left their lights on. The lights were on all night.
But back to we had to give that little shout out.
Yep.
But
Big shout out to H-Town right there, doing things right. St. Louis, this game wasn't even close either. Beating the Minnesota Wild on the road 4-0.
That one was honestly, I was surprised with that one, I'm not going to lie. I mean, that series already looked like it was going to be a great series, but it was in Minnesota. Minnesota had the better record overall. But St. Louis, I mean, finishing their last regular season, their last 15, 18 games or something like that, they went 14-3 or something.
Yeah,
so
going into this playoffs hot.
Yeah, they definitely came in feeling electric. Going into Minnesota, that was a big win for them.
Blowing them out in
blowing them
game 1.
out. 2 shutouts first day of the playoffs.
Not even close. Not even close games.
Either, yeah. And I will say, the LA-Edmonton game last night was easily the best game that
Back
happened.
and forth the whole way. I mean,
game.
4-3 was the final. The Kings coming out on top. A team that I really didn't think would even go to the playoffs to begin with.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I've been following their like stats a little bit all year, and I was like, you know, LA is kind of that team that they're floating there a little bit. But watching them yesterday, like fully for the first time, I mean, it's different because it's playoffs. Obviously, everyone's playing a little bit more up to caliber, but I mean, they looked great. I mean, that I think it's their first or second line with Iafallo. Shout out,
yeah, first line, I think.
Eden, Buffalo hometown kid, by the way.
Yep.
And
home of the Corn Fest, no big deal.
Home of the Corn Fest.
It's like
the tractor trailers, and who else? Moore, and then I forgot who the other person is on the line, but that line was buzzing yesterday. They had 2 or 3 out of the 4 goals. So McDavid scored a gross goal like always, just flying down the wing,
Sounds about
1,000
right.
miles an hour, cutting to the middle, taking a nice shot. Literally looks like he's playing Xbox or something.
It looks like he just makes it look easy in the
like
playoffs.
It doesn't even look like I literally watched it live and I was like, did that actually like just happen? Like,
Yeah.
It just doesn't even make sense. Like LA just like stood there, but like they're not because he's just so fast. But like it's just crazy to see when that happens.
He's so fast. He just left them standing there just like absolute robo boogies and toy bots.
Absolute robos and toy bots. They had to go look at Dreamweaver after that and be like, how did that even just happen? But
yeah, and Chris was there too, probably just like making sure that they weren't super late on the call, because the guys in the striped shirts, believe it or not, were there. And if you watch the Toronto and Tampa Bay game, they called everything. Everything was a penalty. I was like,
yeah.
Chris.
Every time someone touched someone, the ref was just right in the air, right in the air.
Like 2 minutes or 5 minutes.
Or 5 minutes, one of the two. Another game that they were actually calling a lot, really close yesterday was the Minnesota game.
Yeah,
they called that game really good too. I mean,
it's like let the boys play.
Yeah, let the boys play. It's NHL playoff. I mean, granted, that Clifford hit was scummy.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
I will say that.
Yeah.
that was just horrible.
Typical Toronto move right there.
Yeah, literally, he's just out there headhunting. First, he hits Riley, which was like, all right, that's a good hit, but you could already tell he's a little bit headhunting. And then he just
blindsides a dude.
Literally 6 strides. I watched the replay. 6 strides. To be a charging, I think it's 3.
Yep.
So he took double the amount of strides.
And he boarded him.
Like, hit him straight in the numbers. I was like, yep, typical Toronto. That's why I don't like him.
Sounds about right.
So, but they took the one, 5-0. Predictions? What do you got so far?
Okay, so if we're going to run through every game from yesterday, I'm going to say Boston, despite losing, will win, beat Carolina in 7. That's why I can be like 0 for 4 and I don't care. I can go back and watch this, or I can just never watch this again. The Toronto Maple Leafs, well, in typical Leafs fashion, they will lose in 6. Okay, they're going to win game 1 and then they're going to lose in 6. St. Louis, I do not see them losing. I can see St. Louis beating Minnesota in 5, I'm going to say. And then the Kings, I can see them beating Edmonton in 7. What about you?
I'll say the Pens Rangers series go 6. I'll say that one goes 7 and Pens win. Pens win in 7. I say Caps beat Florida in 6. I say Avalanche beat Preds in 5. Flames sweep the Stars. Blues and Wild is a hot take. That one is a close call.
You know, I'm gonna say if the Wild goalie stops playing like Delpos,
like an absolute robo.
If he stops playing like Delpos, maybe they could like go in there and actually win a couple games and make it more competitive. But you could say the same thing about the Lightning, just playing like Delpos, right?
Literally, they gotta figure it out.
I mean, you guys can't stop anything. Like Swiss cheese alert. Like, you guys are full of holes. You guys got to make a save.
Yeah, like you're wearing all the padding for a reason. The puck's supposed to hit it, not.
It's like the Mighty Ducks movie. It's like Goldberg, you're the goalie. The puck's supposed to hit you.
Yeah.
Stop playing dodgeball in the net. Like, seriously.
Dodge, dip, whatever that saying is. Dodge, dip, dive, whatever.
Yep.
But yeah.
The 3 Ds in dodgeball. Well, if we're going to predict like the Penguins and Rangers, they're going to overtime. So hashtag John Buccigross overtime challenge. They might go all night.
Who you calling?
Ain't no stop until the breaking of the dawn,
overtime
probably.
Winner. Who you calling?
I'm going with the Rangers in double OT, baby. That's what I'm going with.
Double OT?
Double OT.
Double OT.
John Buccigross challenge. Now,
I'm saying.
I don't know who's scoring that goal, but they're going to win 4-3.
I'm saying Zibanejad.
That's a pretty safe one, I think.
Zibanejad.
Or Adam Fox. Give me an Adam Fox goal.
Fox did score the first goal of the game, but
All right, so the first overtime in the offs, we're seeing it. We're seeing it here tonight.
And then we got
Rangers
Florida and
Pens.
Washington, another game that could go to overtime because it's a 2-1 game with 13 minutes to go. That's an eternity in hockey. Anything can happen. Who do you think wins this? You already have the Capitals winning in 6, but who do you have winning game 1?
Game 1, I mean, from watching it so far tonight, the Capitals, in my opinion, are outplaying them a little bit. They have more shots than them still right now. Bobrovsky is just too good. They literally just cannot bury the puck to save their life right now. Like, literally had like a 3-on-1, 3 power plays in the first, 3 or 4. They just Bobrovsky is just really good. But my final prediction: Panthers are up 2-1, 12 minutes to go. I say Capitals steal this one tonight. They bring it out 3-2. I say OT winner from Oshie. Caps win 3-2. Panthers may win the next one at home, but then after that, Caps are stealing 2. They're going to end up winning in 6. It's my final prediction for that series. Tampa, you're going to come out in the win. If you don't,
please,
I'll be disappointed. Even though I don't want to see you guys win the cup or even go to the final, just please beat Toronto. That's all I care about.
I want to hear Tampa loud and proud, and I want to hear their in-arena announcers saying, "Oh, score by." Like, I just want to hear that the whole time.
The whole time. I don't want to hear about.
Run it up. Don't feel bad for the boys in TO.
Going to recycle things to keep our arena clean and safe. I just want to hear, "Oh, score by."
Thank you for keeping our arena clean.
Exactly.
Right?
Sometimes you got to put those in there, though. You got to make sure the fans are being safe and responsible. Can't get too out of hand, you know what I'm saying?
Please dispose of your litter in the litter bin.
And make sure you turn your lights off before coming into the arena.
Seriously, unless you want to pull a Houston Astros and leave the lights on
the whole time, all the way out.
Then you could. But, I don't know. This Predators and Avs game just got underway. This is also a game that could go into OT.
It could.
Like, Colorado's good, but if we're talking like John Buccigross OT challenge, I think this one's definitely up there as well. For all we know, the Flames and the Stars, that one could be like an absolute toy bot blowout, for all we know.
Yeah, that one could literally be. It's like, but who knows? Maybe the Stars will come out and be like, "You thought," and then put up a huge dub. I mean, you never know. It's weird with the NHL playoffs. You never know what's gonna happen.
Nope.
But I think the Flames will come out.
And games 2 between the Bruins, Hurricanes, Lightning, Leafs, Blues, Wild, Kings, Oilers take place tomorrow, so you don't want to miss those. Brent, sad to see that this is our last NHL segment, so we're gonna leave you with this. 2 minutes. Scored by
Toybot, Dreamweaver, Robo, Stripey. Come on now.
I want to go all night. Ain't no stop until the breaking of the dawn, okay?
I want to give a quick shout out to Corn Muffin, everyone in the control room.
Me too. Shout out to Mom and Dad. Jake,
shout out
Lily.
to Mom and Dad. Shout out to Sean Dizzle Gleam and Gabe back home always tuning in.
Shout out to the Sabres for missing the playoffs for the 11th straight year. Big shout out to you guys.
But they're coming up. They're coming up. Don't worry about that.
And
They'll
please, if you're at one of these playoff games, be sure to put your litter in the litter bins. And thank you for keeping our arena clean. So coming up in approximately 2 minutes, we're going to have Fuller to talk about some Formula One.
Geek.
The racing geek himself. Don't go away.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers. The Sisterhood of Women in Tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To
get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer.
Mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
And discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Well, we're here to have the Racing Geek right here for the final time of the semester. What's up, Fuller?
Oh, I was doing just peachy keen over here. I'm excited for this one. Real quick, before we hop into it, I just want to give a quick prediction for the NBA championships. Celtics Suns. Celtics and Suns. I'm going Suns in 6, even though I'm a Celtics fan. But
I respect the pick. I respect that.
Moving on. We got an interesting race in Miami. Miami, that was. We talked crap about it last time. It's in a parking lot.
We said it was going to be garbage.
I was genuinely shocked at this race. Granted, there were some collisions that caused it to be like this, but oh boy, this race was something.
He called me like the other day and said, "Can we watch this race together?" And I said,
"It's the last one."
Sure, it's the last one. United States of America. It's taking place in a Miami parking lot. Okay, like fine, we'll watch it. I did not expect it to,
what a race.
Finish like what a race. Fantastic.
So, right off the bat, great thing, Perez, Red Bull's second driver, the Mexican party god himself, the legend,
Mexican
Checo,
party god. Yeah.
winning the race, which I believe is his third win. So huge win for him.
Stacking
awesome
up the
to see
points.
him.
Yep.
Yep, Red Bull, I think that puts them ahead of Ferrari after this performance that Ferrari had. And that is because Ferrari did not score a point this race.
It hit the fan for Ferrari. We'll say that.
It
really
was
smoked
not good.
The fan.
I was really not expecting that.
So why don't you tell the viewers out there that may have missed the Grand Prix, who finished second?
You're not going to believe this, Trevor. Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll, the guy who bought his way into a Formula One team, who does not have the talent to be on the Formula One grid on his own, at least when he started. Nowadays, I believe he should be there, but boy, he was trash. He has one pole before this, and there was a first lap incident involving both Verstappen and Leclerc, and a bunch of people had to take avoiding action, and it just parted like the Red Sea for Stroll.
It was unscripted. I don't even know how, like in the words of Al Michaels, like how do you, like you can't make this stuff up.
Trevor thought I was a little weird for how much I was freaking out about that at first.
He was jumping up and down. He was basically throwing a tantrum, but in a good way.
I don't like Stroll like at all, and so seeing him up there was both like astonishing and upsetting.
Yeah.
So yeah. But following him, Ocon, it was actually a reverse Hungary with a Red Bull up front. So last year in Hungary, we saw Ocon leading with Vettel challenging the whole race. This week, it was Stroll being challenged by Ocon for podium spots. I did not expect to see this. Aston Martin has struggled so hard, and just seeing them succeed on a track that looked like a Ferrari and Red Bull dominant track really is something.
We were just losing our minds. We're like, fine, like we'll watch this. It's taking place literally on Don Shula Boulevard in a parking lot. But we'll watch this, okay? And then this was the top three that we got. Perez, Stroll, and you said Ocon.
Ocon. He's French.
What? Like, who could have predicted that? And then Norris. What? Like Norris finishing in fourth?
Four for Norris.
4 for 4?
Matching his number.
And we're not talking about Wendy's either. We're talking about 4 for number 4 right there.
Oh, yeah. And he's getting plenty more than 4 points, I'll tell you that much. I think it's 12? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
And just sadness for Verstappen and Leclerc, who didn't even finish the race.
They didn't finish a lap. It was disappointing. I mean, it's the first time they've come together, and both hit Verstappen and Hamilton last year in their epic title fight came together twice. I think they almost came together 3 times. In major instances, they came together twice, both Italy and Britain. And seeing that this early on, it's scary for how toxic this thing could be. They've had beef in the past, so hopefully it stays clean, but man, that was an interesting collision. Going into turn 1, just 2 turned into 1, and it didn't fit. The hairpin just kind of caught them out, and Verstappen caught the inside wheel, bumped over the edge, and before you know it, they were both out. Bunch of drivers had to take a wide around the line, set a lot of people out. And actually, Carlos Sainz was involved in that and sent him to the back of the grid. He recovered to
11th.
A nice 11th, but still not enough for Ferrari to get points. But I mean, at least he wasn't last. That's
like Verstappen and
Verstappen.
Leclerc, yeah.
Ricardo was also caught out in that. So yeah. Another interesting thing is we actually saw Tsunoda and Gasly get into it, and actually both collide and knock themselves out, which unbelievable.
DNF's out the wazoo.
Teammates colliding.
Like, bamboozle me this. DNF's
yeah, I think
out the wazoo.
this is the highest DNF race this year, which not the highest I've ever seen. I've seen 7, 8. I've seen a 9 DNF race once. That was crazy. But
nothing will beat the Miami parking lot.
Nothing will beat the Miami parking lot. Yeah. So now that we've gotten through halfway, I think it's time to get to predictions. So I think we should predict the Miami Grand Prix, Trevor.
Yeah, I think we should too.
I think we're going to stay on camera 5 here for a bit, Sarah. Just real quick, I just want to tell everyone here, none of that was real. There was no Miami Grand Prix. We made all that up because we got the dates wrong, and I still wanted to be on a Formula One segment. So I hope the control room is enjoying this reveal.
Homie's in the control room. I'm sorry, but not sorry at the same time.
It was way too good to not do.
Nothing was going on, so Sarah,
you think Trevor would hang out with me? He's
Sarah,
way too much of a diva.
Brent.
I could hear her yelling through the headset.
Yeah, I'm not a diva. I'm just like, I want to see this actually happen, and it very well could happen. But Sarah, Brent, all you guys back there, sorry, not sorry, but you're on what's that Ashton Kutcher show? You're on Punked
Sarah
right now.
asked me if I was nervous before this segment, and I almost pissed myself laughing.
You're on Punked right now.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, Miami
sorry.
Grand Prix. I'm predicting top 3. I'm going Perez, Leclerc, Sainz. Those are my top 3 in
I'm
actuality.
going to say Leclerc wins.
That's a good bet.
I'll go with Perez 2 and Verstappen 3.
All right. Now the big question.
Imagine
who wins the
that
Constructors'
happened.
Champions? Who wins the Constructors' Champions? I think the only 2 options are Ferrari, Red Bull, and who wins the Drivers' Championship. So
give me Ferrari all day.
Ferrari all day?
As far as the drivers are concerned, it's still a toss-up for me.
See,
I really don't have a solid pick. If I'm gonna
okay,
pick,
let's talk Constructors right now.
Okay.
Let's only talk Constructors.
All right.
Because normally I'm all Ferrari right there with you. I think Carlos Sainz is a better second driver than Perez will ever be.
Yep.
However, he has not been doing good recently, and I could see Red Bull putting on some upgrades and really pulling ahead. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to say Red Bull win the Constructors.
Red Bull.
But moving on to drivers, I am going to go with Charles Leclerc wins 2022 Drivers' Championship.
That's a solid pick.
I think it
but
is a
would
solid
you be
chip.
surprised if I said this, that Max Verstappen repeats, goes 2 times in a row?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Back to back, because that's a real possibility.
No,
but
it
you're
totally
also
is.
looking at a guy like Perez. Leclerc's a good choice. You know what? If I had to throw my money on it right now, Verstappen's going back to back like Jordan 96, 97.
Like Schumacher 99. No, sorry. 0 to 04.
Yep.
99 was Hakkinen. I know my Formula One. So was 98.
98, 99. Yep. Back to back jacked. But honestly, all of you guys at home that actually believed what we said earlier, I mean, I know my dad's a big Formula One fan. He's probably watching this saying, what the hell are you guys talking about? Miami hasn't happened yet. So,
My dad
appreciate,
loves-
messing with you a little bit. So.
My dad loves to hate on Stroll, so that one's for you, Papa Fuller. I hope you enjoyed my review of a no review. Sarah's boycotted my camera in return for this punk.
We can literally hear her through the headset
she's
right
so
now.
loud through the headset currently.
But
I'm
you know
very
what? This
pleased.
is live. This is live like Bill O'Reilly. We're doing it live, and you can't take this down.
Exactly. Sarah, I apologize, but if I had told you that we were going to do this, you wouldn't have allowed it, and you know this to be true. Search your feelings. But how much time do we have left? Does anyone know?
I mean, we have
a minute and a half?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
2 minutes. I mean,
So
we have 2 minutes left, but in the words of O-Town, like, is this how it ends? Is this how the sports hour ends?
I think we should get. I
my
think we should
second
get
O-Town
some of
reference, by the way.
some of the other hosts back out here real quick and do a little run off and
Oh,
go
is
through the
this-
favorite moments of Sports Hour.
Is this spontaneous, everybody?
Washington ties it!
Washington ties it! Washington ties it! Oh, Washington takes the lead!
Washington takes the lead! Sports Hour!
Sports Hour!
All right. My favorite moment would have to be our live rankings of all the liveries. Trevor, I think that's my favorite moment.
Oh, the
What's your
cars?
favorite moment? Yes. What's your favorite moment on Sports Hour?
My favorite moment on Sports Hour.
I don't know why I'm giving you the mic. You already have one.
My favorite moment on Sports Hour is probably spending all this time with you guys.
It's so warm.
Probably spending all this time with you guys to be very sentimental about it.
I've loved every second. Sarah, get out here for a second. Just leave it on camera.
Gotta be somebody
Come
in
here.
the control room.
Yeah, come on, Sarah. Get out of here.
Rosa's in there. She
Yeah, she can take over.
Rosa
Fix it.
got it.
Rosa is taking over my
Fix
job
our
next
stream.
semester. Come on. Sarah, what has been your favorite moment?
Josh Allen over here. Oh my God.
Sarah, come here.
Almost got taken out.
Just like the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros.
What was your favorite moment, Sarah?
I look like a NASCAR driver, or no, like
Pit crew
the
chief.
pit crew chief right now. My favorite moment, I don't know. There's so many to choose from.
Probably
I mean,
me bashing Carson Wentz. I'm being completely honest. I
any
love that.
hat throw is great. When I came out of the Josh Allen blanket though,
That
after
was
the
good,
birthday
too.
win,
That
for
was a
me,
solid.
That was probably one of my favorites because like the Bills destroyed the Chiefs on my birthday, and then I came out with my new blanket, my Josh Allen blanket. It was just a great time.
If only they had destroyed the Chiefs when it wasn't your birthday.
Hey, whether you guys like it or not, that was a good game. That was a good game, guys.
Is this the end of Sports Hour, guys?
Yeah, because the 2 minutes are up. So
2 minutes have been up.
Goal
Guys,
scored by.
I do want to say one thing. I have enjoyed this. This is my last semester, so I will not be on Sports Hour anymore. There will be no more Formula One Racing Geek. Thank you to everyone
Brent's
saluting
gonna
behind the
take
camera
over.
and
Brent's
behind
gonna
in
take
front.
over.
Yeah, I'll start watching Formula 1.
Yeah, of course. Maybe I'll Skype in for one. But it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it a lot. So, Trevor,
Hats are off, okay?
as always, thank you so much.
As always, thank you for watching.
Yeah, and we'll be back next.
I hate Carson Wentz, and
I
we'll
love
see
Josh
you
Allen.
in September. So, Rosa, hit us with the outro.